All right. So this week we went to go see the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, just like last night.
Yeah, you and I went last night at 7-ish or something like that.
Yeah.
I figured you guys were at the movies because I was trying to text you guys and nobody was texting me.
No, yeah, I don't mess around with that. When I'm at the movies, phone down.
I shut my phone off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it on silent and I put it face down so it doesn't light up.
This guy tries to get his dailies.
I'm
And I'm
in.
like, bro.
Dude, oh no, I'd be so mad if I catch you doing that.
I had to send the Saturday email.
I was like, put it away.
He's producing while he's watching a movie.
Yeah.
There's the links.
Oh,
There's the
God.
links I
It
can
was
give you.
literally during the trailer.
Oh, the trailers doesn't count.
You know, you could give us the links to this
Was
thing
not.
2 minutes before we go live.
He can't do that. It would stress him out too
I know.
much.
Gotta have the 24-hour buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched it at the South Point. Where'd you guys watch it at?
Galaxy, which is far superior.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I-
my
for
God.
sure. But I really like how South Point has their theater set up, but walking through the casino is so like.
Oh, yeah. It smells
I
like
had-
an old shoe.
I had,
Yeah.
to put on,
Yeah.
I had to put on hiking gear to get up to my seat.
Well, the South Point Theater,
South
like
Point.
no diss on South Point. It's a cool place and all, but that theater is just, it's getting
sucks.
dated.
Yeah.
Especially compared to Galaxy.
Galaxy,
like
we're like-
Galaxy, we were like, whoa.
Yeah,
You got these huge reclining chairs and
The South Point now has the reclining chair.
yeah, but
Yeah,
they
but
suck.
they suck.
They suck, dude.
You
Have you
can't-
sat in
not
them?
You
even
can't
the
go
same.
back.
You can't go all the way back.
But I like how it's set up.
Like partitioned?
yeah,
Like you can't see
I
people
like
in
the
front of you?
partition that way. When somebody needs to
Like get up.
get up and walk, you're not seeing their head.
Yeah, but I'd rather be comfortable. if I'm going to sit down for 2.5 hours, I want to be
It's
comfortable.
stadium seating with lounge chairs.
Yeah.
Every client, I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Galaxy's far superior.
For sure.
But yeah, so real quick, I wanted to refresh our
I have a
thoughts.
synopsis.
You do? Okay. I want to refresh our thoughts on Afterlife.
Okay.
So I know you guys watched it recently in preparation for this or after this or something. I haven't watched it, but I do remember talking. I remember really liking it when we saw it. And that was my really first Ghostbusters in the theaters experience because I had barely even seen the originals. I think I watched them with you guys in prepreration for Afterlife for the first time. Like I hadn't really seen the
Have we
originals.
never done a Ghostbusters week?
We
We had a whole Ghostbusters episode where we did 1, 2, in 2016.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
we did 2016.
But I've since like I get it. I get why people love this franchise so much. It's so charming and fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the original. I didn't really like the second one very much, but Afterlife was really like, I see why people love this stuff so much because it was so cool and fun, and it's got that like family element to it, and it's goofy and a little comical. Paul Rudd, I think, was great.
Yeah.
And I'm going into this super excited, and I had all the same feelings. Good stuff. Afterlife, Vader. What was your like score memory for Afterlife? Did you really enjoy it, or were you just kind of like lukewarm on it?
I had a good time with it.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. I'd have to go back and look, but
yep.
I off the top of my head, I probably scored it a 3.5 or something like that. I
Okay.
Yeah, I had a good time with it. I like what they did with Egon. And I thought it was a nice continuation of the original.
Yeah,
the original crew.
Yeah,
you know,
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Jude, Afterlife, thumbs up, thumbs down.
So when I first saw Afterlife, like I was so pumped leaving the theater. Like I literally went like one of these up in the air, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And then I thought on it a little bit, and I was like, did I really like it as much as I thought I did, or was it just like because it was 2021 and like the comparisons were bad? So we watched it again last night, just because like Frozen Empire made me want to go back and rewatch it.
Sure.
Just to kind of like familiarize myself with it again to see if it still held up. And honestly, we watched it last night from our couch, and I was like, this movie is still such a fucking delight.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun. And like, and still like the points with Egon and stuff like still hit me in the feels. Like I didn't cry or anything, but
who cried during that movie?
I think
you did.
Matt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But honestly, it was so heartfelt, and it just gave me like a warm, huggy feeling watching it. It was so much fun to watch. It was fun. I think it's even funnier than Frozen Empire. And it was fun, it was funny, and it gave me the warm fuzzies.
Okay, cool. Kadish, I know you really liked Afterlife, right?
Oh yeah, I loved Afterlife. And rewatching it, like it gets better the more you watch it. Especially like now that we have a movie that expands upon like the mythos of the new Ghostbusters and stuff like that. Because like in rewatching Afterlife, there's a lot of stuff in Frozen Empire where it's like they carry on like Phoebe's jokes and other stuff. Like I'd completely forgotten about Lucky.
Yeah.
When we started watching Frozen Empire, who was like, the love interest of Finn Wolfhard. I forget his name in the show.
Oh, the kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah. But like, her hair was so different. I didn't recognize her.
I didn't recognize her either. I was like, who is this chick? Why are we acting like we know her?
Oh, and then I was like, oh, wait, yeah. He liked someone. He had a crush on someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, so like there was a lot of stuff that they carried over as a proper sequel in reference to, Frozen Empire and Afterlife and stuff like that. So like, going back and revisiting it, I'm like, man, like this movie, it's aged well. Like the characters now that like we've had a chance to expand upon them are like really like even more interesting than they used to be. And it was just like overall, like a really good, transitory movie. Like it's the end of the Ghostbusters trilogy. So you have Ghostbusters 1, 2, and Afterlife, which kind of brings that whole arc to an end with Gozer and stuff like that. And now that we're into Frozen Empire, it's starting something new that could like develop into like a completely different kind of like story arc or with different characters and stuff like that. So it was really nice to get to go back and revisit it, especially with Jude, because she was just having a great time.
It's fun to watch movies with people.
Yeah. I had a good time with you, besides the fact that you were talking throughout the whole thing.
I wasn't talking the whole thing. Just a couple times.
No, I know. So I know it's a fairly new movie. We're not like no heavy spoilers in this, right? But I do want to talk about a few things that happened in the movie that I liked versus I didn't like.
Okay.
You had a synopsis. Sorry.
I do.
You do. Okay, go ahead. Take it away.
2024 Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour 55 minutes. This had a budget of $100 million, and on its opening weekend, I'll just tell you, it made $61 million.
Okay. Oh, so it's probably gonna it'll make its money back.
That's just the first weekend.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, you ready for the synopsis?
Yeah, go for it.
There is no Zool, only Garaka. And there is no Keymaster, but there is a Fire Master who straps on the old colander hat and teams up with the Ghostbusters gang to defend New York City against another supernatural attack perpetrated by that dickless mayor, Walter Peck. Discuss.
Walter Peck. That was a stroke of genius to get that guy back, though.
Yeah.
And did you hear somebody at the spoiler, but somebody said dickless during the movie.
Yeah,
and I was like, ah!
As they should.
Oh, yeah, you have to. You have to nod that. It's one of the better jokes in the first movie. yes, this man has no dick. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I had a really good time with it. I thought it had all the respect and honor for the original crew, much more than even Afterlife. Afterlife, they kind of like popped them in at the end. Yeah. And they were like, look, guys, everybody's here. But this one, they were kind of involved throughout the entire process, which I really liked. I was like, okay, cool. These guys, old school guys are there. Bill Murray just continues to be freaking dope. Dan Aykroyd's weird, great.
Yeah.
It's all great. All good stuff.
I love that Winston is like the only one who actually like got his shit together.
Yeah, he's like a millionaire or something now. He's like a philanthropist.
Yeah, he's like taking care of everyone else.
Yeah, he bought that was the last movie, right? He bought the firehouse and Ecto One and all that stuff.
I think he already owned it, but whatever.
Yeah.
No, it was actually a Starbucks, and it wasn't until the new Spangler family it came to his attention.
They didn't take the ghost trap containment unit out
when they did those Starbucks. They were like, "What is?" They were like, "What is this thing?"
Well, the cool thing about Frozen Empire, so it happens 3 years after the end of Afterlife, and at the end of Afterlife, there's a scene where they go to New York, and you hear like the Ecto One, siren, stuff like that. But essentially, this movie happens 3 years later. And you can kind of see that there was a transitory period between Afterlife and this one where Winston basically started bankrolling like a new version of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fun moments. Paul Rudd maintains his comedic joy.
Gary Gruberson.
Dude, that guy is so funny. He's a little bit meta. So like it's like he lives he's like one of us, he's like a stand-in for the audience. So he makes all the jokes
when he's quoting the song.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, is this funny or is this cringe? I couldn't.
I thought it was funny.
I didn't really.
But I mean, it's from the trailer, so maybe you've seen it too many times.
But he like, it wasn't just Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good. He like recited the whole first verse.
Like, if there's something strange in the neighborhood,
who are you gonna call?
Yeah.
No, I liked it. I liked it.
And then they incorporated all the silly toys, and they turned the Ghostbusters into what it was like in the real world. It's like, oh, you can get the action figures.
Well, they were famous in the universe, right? So like that was all real. Like the merchandise and all that stuff.
How they just recycled actual commercials and stuff.
Yeah, no shit. Them dancing in New York Street. Yeah.
I love. There's a news bit where it's like the problematic Statue of Liberty incident.
Yeah.
For the most part, I had a really good time. There was a character in this one, Firemaster, who started out kind of cool, but he turned a little bit cringe towards the end, and he kind of took me out of the moment. Like there was like the big bad ending where everything was kind of going to hell and they had to fight back. Like I thought that was a really cool moment, and he just kind of like just kept taking me out of it. And I was like, can we get this guy out of the way?
I thought he was a hoot.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was he got annoying after a while. Like I was cool with him at first, and I thought it was cool lore that they were kind of building through in the story. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then they just kept hammering down the same joke over and over again. I was like, okay.
The fuck up.
Yeah.
He still got the superpower.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when he realized he had a superpower, he was like, oh, I'm a special boy. I thought he was funny.
I also liked how they expanded on this idea that there were ancient Ghostbusters out there as well. So like a lot of stuff in Frozen Empire just really expanded on the mythos of Ghostbusters, which I am all in favor of. So.
Yeah. It's like I said, I like the lore behind it. His character was it got grating after a while, but that's just me.
Not to me.
The bad guy was cool. Kind of generic though. I didn't feel like
was he cool?
Yeah, I didn't feel like there was anything special about him. It wasn't like Sigourney Weaver turning into a demon or anything like that. That was cool. But this is just kind of like, just generic CGI bad guy. It's fine. I don't.
That's what I want in a Ghostbusters movie. Generic CGI bad
guy. The biggest thing that I had is this weird, like, love interest relationship with what's the girl's name again?
With the ghost girl,
Phoebe. Yeah, Phoebe Spangler.
Mm-hmm.
And the ghost girl.
Yeah.
You're trying to get him to scissor the whole fucking movie.
I was like, is this like a lesbian thing? I'm like, what is happening right now?
They're just friends.
Yeah,
they're just friends. It's like people saw you and me go to the movie together. Oh, those guys gay? They're just friends.
I don't know. You thought the guys were gay in 3 Body Problem. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. I'm like, no, man, they're just friends. And they're like, no, dude, I think they're banging. Like, what? I had the same vibe. Like they were giving each other like eyes. No, they were giving each other eyes during this period. And I'm like, wait, what is happening right now?
My take was, I think it's clear that Phoebe is a gay character, and also that it's none of our business.
Like they just didn't.
So why, if it's not like, you don't get to put shit in movies and then be like, it's none of your business though. Don't talk about it. You can't do that.
The movie's going, hey, it's none of your business, but it's just a fact about a character that isn't integral to the story. She made a connection with someone, and she thought like she was feeling something with someone. And this is just a fact about her as a character, but that's not what this is about.
No.
So don't worry about it.
And why does it take up screen time?
She happens to be this character.
2 people of the same sex can be friends with each other.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, in this case, it was 2 people of different dimensions.
But I think I know there's an overarching thing going on the internet and all this kind of stuff about how are they lesbians or are they not? It's like I just didn't.
You didn't care.
I didn't care.
No, you told me that in the theater.
And I don't see it. They're not pushing in.
They turned away towards the end of the movie.
2 fucking teenagers who bonded with each other. That's what I picked up on.
Okay, cool.
It's like I got no problem with
it. One of the cool things about the whole Phoebe storyline in this is you can read it either way, right? So like, if you want it to be a gay storyline, it can be. If you think it's just about 2 friends, it can be that. They never commit to it, which I have to give them a lot of respect for, because they were probably getting a lot of pressure to like, oh, make this character gay.
Mm-hmm.
But, the character of Phoebe, so like the movie starts off with her feeling kind of isolated and dejected and removed from her family.
Mm-hmm.
And then
she's the brains of the whole fucking operation.
Yeah. And then she meets this ghost who also is feeling like, kind of like guilty for, basically killing her family back in like the 20s or 30s or something like that by accident. And they form a bond over them feeling isolated and alone. And over the course of the film, this is like probably the most important storyline in the movie, because at the end of the movie, the ghost Melody plays a big role in basically bringing not only the Spengler family together, but also like defeating the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, like
I did like that was a nice callback to, I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but she had an item that they talked about early on, and at the end it was like the crucial, linchpin that saved the day.
Yeah,
so it was cool.
And the great thing about this movie is like there's so many character arcs that are set up and paid off. And Melody's character arc is that she feels guilty about like essentially like killing her family. And she doesn't know how to let go of that guilt in order to pass on to the other side. And Phoebe helps her in the sense that like, Melody helps Phoebe save her family. And in doing so, like she completes,
her journey.
Her journey. And there's lots of stuff in here, like, the Fire Master, Nanjiani Kunjani. He has
Kumail Nanjiani.
Kumail Nanjiani, however you pronounce it. He has a character arc. Phoebe has a character arc. Like all these characters have character arcs, and they all complete them by the end of the movie, which I thought it's really great, especially like when you watch Afterlife and you realize like, oh, these are in a way extensions of stuff that was started in Afterlife.
I just realized you're wearing a Ghostbusters shirt.
Oh, of course he is. He always dresses appropriately.
For sure.
I'm getting the sense that you soured on this overnight.
Yeah, I didn't like his movie.
Whoa. Wow. Tell me why.
I just thought it was, so I'm going to read you my tweet.
Sure.
Because that was my first thought about this. Out of the theater, Ghostbusters thoughts. And this is about an hour after I got home.
Okay.
Too many characters, not enough story around any of them. They were basically just a bunch of extended cameos doing some cliche Ghostbusters shit. Big Bad was really stupid and lame. Really bad. And the only thing I found interesting was the girl ghost. I did like that story with her and Phoebe, is that her name? But yeah, I felt like they kind of phoned this in. I felt like we need to get as many fucking people in this thing as possible. Give them all their 30 seconds to say some lines. And
you thought it was too...
let's throw in these kids from the other movie that we absolutely did not need. Putting podcast and the other chick in there. They just felt like they were inserted in.
So you thought it was too bloated?
It was
too many characters.
Exactly.
Like the Ghostbusters Avengers.
Way too bloated. It's like, and then on top of all the extra people in there from the original cast and from the new cast, we got to put more people in there that are that are in the fucking Ghostbusters James Bond office.
Yeah.
Place.
Like that Q, like, that British guy who's obviously trying to play Q.
Like, and, now we got Ghostbusters. Now we got Ghost Cages, and we got all this bullshit, and it's just. It was
Patton Oswalt was in here for some reason.
Patton Oswalt.
He just shows up in the halfway.
We didn't need that guy.
No, we did not. That could have been Dan Aykroyd. 100%. That could have been all Dan Aykroyd.
100% could have been Dan Aykroyd. I just did not feel like this was
I liked being back in the library.
Oh yeah, the library thing was cool.
The library was fine. It was there was some cool throwbacks. Slimer. Too much.
I like that weird Sumerian language thing that they were playing around with.
It's just I don't know where Matt's coming up, but there was payoff and fucking whatever for every single character. It's like, so what? They were all on the movie for 30 seconds.
He loves that cute character.
The Fire Master guy.
Lars?
Give a shit about. I want to know about the Fire Master guy's grandma.
She seems badass. Yeah, she seems cooler. That flashback.
This fucking Indian dude, Kumail Kamaji, whatever the fuck his name is. He's in everything now. It's like, I don't care. I don't want to see him. It's like he's like the Indian Patton Oswalt. I'm done with him. I don't want to see him in any more fucking movies. Okay, I'm sick of him.
He's like a side character and everything.
Yeah, he's like, if it's a nerd movie, he's got to put him in it. Same thing with Patton Oswalt. No, I just did not. This is a full point at least downgrade from the original movie.
Okay,
first movie
from the first original, not the Afterlife.
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
You don't like Paul Rudd?
He was Paul Rudd.
Well, yeah, but that's why you hire.
Makes me feel good.
Oh, come on! How do you not like that?
That was
you're being a sourpuss now.
Peter hates joy.
Oh my god!
I hate fun. and I thought the lady who played his wife or whatever, she was boring.
She seemed
she was phoning it in. She was boring. So it's like I don't even know why I'm here on this movie.
See, there was something. Okay, so like, with the kid from Stranger Things,
the kid from Stranger Things was barely in this movie.
Yeah, he's doing this thing where like I'm 18 now, I'm an adult, and they kept making this.
Drive the car.
They kept making this reference, but I felt like there was like no like why are we keep like she was like you're an adult now, handle it yourself. Like there was a scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are we being so antagonistic?
In the last movie, she kept trying to get him to do stuff, and he was like, I can't, I'm not an adult yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys freshly watch it?
She was like, "Can't you get the door?" And he was like, "I can't. I'm not 18."
Yeah, that was a throwback where basically in Afterlife, he kept shirking responsibility because he's like, "You're the adult, I'm the kid."
Yeah.
And now in this movie, like now that he's 18, she just kept going like, "You're an adult now. Figure it out yourself." Kind of like just the Alex version of parenting. You know?
They either needed
you
to
get
like
it now.
they needed to add another half hour. And
I didn't realize
and give people some more story elements, or cut 5 people out of this movie.
I can 100% see where you're coming from with the movies bloated with too many characters. I get that because you got the original cast of 4, right? And 5 if you count what's her name?
Janine.
Ghostbusters. What do you want?
Janine.
Janine.
Yeah, what was she doing there?
She's just hanging out.
She kind of answered the phone.
Why was she in a suit? Why does she have a proton pack so she could help pull the lever down on the containment unit?
Yeah, she had a wristband one.
She gets a suit. Fuck you,
Come on. I mean, I love Annie Potts. Don't get me wrong, but it just didn't make any sense.
Oh, well, even Bill Murray when he saw her in the suit, he's like,
"Hey,
you got a suit on."
Yeah. And Bill Murray, another thing.
You got the 5. Then you got the Spangler family, right?
He showed up for about as much time as he showed up for on Zombieland.
That's 4. Right, 9 characters together with just those 2 groups.
Oh, well, you're counting Egon. You have to take Egon out of it.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna 8. Then we got podcast. And Lucky,
and Lars,
and the Q guy. There's like 12 characters in this movie. It's a lot. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's a lot.
And all the silly
the mayor's the mayor. He's like he's a sub bad guy.
And the ghost girl.
The Ghost Girl's another one. Yeah, there's like 14 characters in this movie. I don't really count against the mayor because he's just there just to antagonize
You gotta have
Ghostbusters.
the mayor.
Yeah, you have
to have that dickless mayor.
Yeah,
he was in the movie more than Annie Potts was.
Fair.
So
you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just like, okay, it didn't really bother me that much.
Shut this down. Shut all of this down.
This movie felt like, hey guys, Afterlife made a lot of money.
Yeah.
We need to barf up another sequel as quickly as possible
before people start dying.
Before the kids are 40 years old. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
How old is Bill Murray now?
And before Bill Murray dies. Yeah.
Is Bill Murray the oldest one of the cast?
I don't know.
Well, you can tell that he refuses to wear makeup.
Yeah.
That's okay. Fuck it.
But, I found this movie very fun. I was never bored. I was like, man, like I could have gone another hour with this movie at least.
It needed another 30 minutes at least or so.
Whoa, Ernie Hudson, 78.
He
looks good.
He looks great. Black don't crack.
Black don't crack, man. That's real. That shit's real.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Samuel L. Jackson? Like 90? Bill Murray's 73.
Okay.
So anyway,
he's a little bit older than Dan Aykroyd.
Sorry. I'm
No. Hey, man.
This week, but
bring it down a little bit. It's okay. We get it. We're up here and you're like, guys, come on. Let's be real. I get it.
We don't always agree on
it's a valuable asset to the podcast.
I like it when we don't
to have one person who just hates it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't.
Sometimes you're incorrect and we don't give you a hard time about it.
Okay.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
All right. Thanks, killing girl. Whatever.
They made a new one.
We're not watching it, dude.
I think that this movie has high rewatchability.
Okay.
As I was watching it, I kept thinking I can't wait to rewatch it because this is so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Can we, in line with Vader over here? Sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts together without sounding like a complete douchebag. But can we be done with the Marshmallow Men thing?
It's kind of old.
I'm over it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they're everywhere now, and they're just like, they're cute. But that's the only thing they are. They're cute.
They're not minions. Okay, minions are actually funny. Banana. Marshmallow people are not.
I did like the one that stuck his face in the cigarette lighter.
That was pretty funny.
Go ahead.
One thing I wish that they would add to this, maybe they will in the next one, is I want to know what happened to Oscar. The baby from Ghostbusters.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like you would think that he would be a member of like this crew.
Or a cult.
And at the end of Afterlife, the after credit sequence is Sigourney Weaver and Bill Murray.
Uh-huh.
So like they're obviously together. But like I'm like, hey, like what happened to Oscar? Like he'd be the perfect candidate for Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Vigo almost took him over.
He's Vigo.
Yeah.
He is Vigo.
So maybe they'll bring him back for like the next one or something like that.
That'd be a great one.
But they really did set the stage for like a lot of different stuff to happen at the end of this movie. So like they could do spin-offs of Ghostbusters at this point.
Oh yeah, this is not the last time we're going to see one of these movies. Yeah. This is a solid franchise for what is it? Is it Columbia Pictures. They're going to keep doing it.
Ghosts can't just be in New York and Kansas.
I don't know if I want to see spinoffs that are outside of New York. New York is so iconic. Like you could do anything.
This movie definitely felt more like a Ghostbusters movie because it was in New York.
In the firehouse.
Yeah.
But one of the things that really impressed me about this movie was they have this theme throughout it of fatherhood, which I found very interesting because Paul Rudd's character, Gary Gruberson, he's part of like this family unit. He's dating the mom, and stuff like that. But he doesn't know like where he stands in terms of like how he should.
What did he call himself? His step teacher?
Step teacher, yeah, exactly. But he didn't know like what the boundaries were of like, can I be their father? Can I father them? And throughout the movie, he's like, like his relationship with Phoebe in Afterlife was very much teacher-student type thing. But now he's like trying to figure out, okay, can I be a father to her? And we see this kind of like journey throughout the movie where he like basically figures it out. And there was a moment at the end of the movie where I kind of teared up about that.
You're so soft. I love you.
But it was kind of the same thing, like, because like in Afterlife, when Egon comes back and he like helps Phoebe, trap Gozer and stuff like that. And then he like reconciles with his daughter and all this stuff before he like passes on. There's always been this like very strong theme of like family in Afterlife and in Frozen Empire. And in a way, the climax of Frozen Empire mirrors what happened at the end of Afterlife, but instead of like Egon as a ghost, it's like the entire Spengler family coming together. And then like after they come together and they all kind of accept each other as a family, it was very heartwarming.
Yeah.
Are you choking up right now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh my God.
I didn't get any of that shit.
But this idea that, there's a positive family message in a Hollywood movie that came out in theaters. It's like so rare nowadays.
They couldn't give him the whole thing though, because he was like, "You don't want my last name. You can't. No, I can't have that. Gotta go with this."
Well, they kind of make fun of his last name.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is a ridiculous last name.
Yeah, his name's Gary Gruberson.
Come on, man, it's the Gruberson family.
I'm not hyphenating that shit.
Spengler Gruberson.
Yeah. It's flying. Yeah, Gruberson hyphen Spengler.
I just wanted more. I wish it was better.
You wish it was better.
But I did love the final act in the sense, well, first of all, I feel like the final act could be longer, but there was a great payoff because throughout the movie, Finn Wolfhard and Slimer have like this like subplot, and it pays off at the very end in a very satisfying way, because Finn keeps trying to like capture Slimer, and Slimer keeps kind of like
evading
him. But in addition to that, like I have to take some wind out of Vader's sails on this one, because like I feel like at the end of the movie, the original Ghostbusters cast has to come together to do a very specific task, while the new Ghostbusters cast has to come together to do a very specific task. And the two of them the two groups have to work together in order to save the day. And if either one of those groups were to fail, like the bad guy would have won. And so you have this great parallel of like the old Ghostbusters and the new Ghostbusters working together. And it's a passing of the torch so that, in the future, should any of the actors from the original Ghostbusters pass away or decide not to, participate or like whatever, they've now done what Star Wars should have done, which is basically pass the torch to the new cast and let them kind of take it from here on out.
But we got that in the last movie.
We got a little bit of it, but this one really solidified it for me because like I just felt like this was the moment where basically, okay, the Ghostbusters are now all together and the new ones can go off and carry on the franchise.
Yeah, I agree with Kadish on that one. I think if you're going to do something like this with a legacy franchise, that's
I also love the new like Ghostbusters headquarters that Winston was creating. It gave me a very like 13 Ghosts meets Supernatural.
It's an old aquarium.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's cool. I did think that they had very poor planning when it came to power outages, though.
but they had a great explanation for like why the old Ghostbusters trap got filled up, and they're just like, it was the 80s. We didn't think about the future.
Yeah.
I do feel really bad that all the ghosts are just in prison.
You feel bad for the ghosts?
We need a rehabilitation program for the ghosts.
I got an idea.
What's up?
I got a.
Oh, this is gonna be sarcastic.
I got a pitch for the next movie.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we're going to get an old Sumerian god. Okay. And he's going to get summoned somehow. And while he's getting summoned, the containment unit at the aquarium is going to like overload and get busted. And all the ghosts are going to break out. And he's going to form an army. Okay. And then the Sumerian god's going to have all these ghosts out. And somehow they're all going to come together and do with some magical MacGuffin bullshit device and put it all back in at the end. And it'll be all over and everything will be happy and families will be good and join together.
I love how much you hate things.
It'll be fantastic.
You hate everything so much.
Your hatred.
It's so funny. You just described.
Somebody might get turned into
You just described a genuinely probably decent movie and you're like, this is going to be shit.
I just described all 4 fucking Ghostbusters movies.
By the way,
okay.
I was
Welcome
being really
to the rhythm.
fucking sarcastic about that.
Welcome to the way movies are made.
Jaloja.
You've got a bullshit
That's not what that means, by the way.
Listen, man, every comic book movie, every nerdy movie has a beam of light that goes above New York, and everybody's got to come together and close the beam of light before the army comes out of nowhere. Yeah, dude, it's Avengers, man. It's fucking Avengers.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's okay because it's fun.
With creepy music cues from the original 84 movie. I loved it.
This movie is Ghostbusters Avengers.
What's your score?
Before we get to the story, there's one more thing I wanted to
go for it. Man. Go for it.
So this movie has been getting slammed by critics, right? Like it came out.
Like what critics though? Like who?
Well, exactly. But I mean, like movie critics have been poo-pooing.
This fucking guy.
Exactly.
Gotta be one, right?
That was a pro move, dude.
Only fucking Vader could be like, I didn't like it and I wanted more. What the fuck?
It needs more to make the story better. And some people need to die. Kill some of them.
Now that would be the next step.
I know where to start.
So critics have been slamming this movie, and also there's been like an online effort to kind of like poo-poo on this movie as well in favor of Ghostbusters 2016. And I think,
fuck off.
No, it's true. It's been happening. And I think most critics don't like the fact that the diverse female-only movie got, shunted aside in order to do an actual good
Do not bring
sequel.
them back.
That movie's
Do not bring
It's
them
never going
back.
to happen.
Please, God, don't. That's such a bad
Actually, you know what?
Don't even put that out there in the ethos.
I hope it does.
No, please,
I hope it
God,
does.
no.
Because
we don't need Melissa McCarthy coming back for a freaking Ghostbusters movie.
we could use
really don't.
We could use a few thousand more subs, and we could like trash that thing, and it would be super fun.
That's not going to.
But what I'm saying is that there seems to be like an AstroTurf effort out there to kind of like tank this version of the Ghostbusters in favor of bringing back the 2016 style Ghostbusters for the sake of the message. Right.
I do agree that when and if they make another one, there needs to be a sacrifice made by one of the original crew.
Can we get rid of?
You come to sacrifice?
Let's sacrifice.
It's going to be Bill Murray, dude.
Podcast.
No, it's going to be Bill Murray.
Let's get rid of.
He's the first one who's going to be like, "Can I die in this movie,
Yeah.
please?" So I don't have to come back for this bullshit.
They're going to turn him into a dog, and then he's going to die at the end. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, his spirit's going to be in the dog, and then the dog's going to be the mascot. Wow, that's brilliant.
I did love what they did with Ray and Winston in this movie. Like first of all, they were very prominent throughout Frozen Empire. But there's a great scene between them where they're talking about their golden years. And there's a moment there where Winston's trying to convince Ray, like, you need to give up on the ghost busting. You need to give up on this dangerous hobby of yours. And Ray is like, you don't understand. This is what I want from my golden years. I love this stuff. And then at the end of the movie, they have a little moment between them where, it looks like all is lost and, they're about ready to face down the bad guy. And Winston and Ray just share this look and they're just like, golden years. And I just love that. It was good. It felt like such a great moment between the legacy characters because in Ghostbusters 2, Ray and Winston were like tight, and it was great to see like them like just kind of come together in that moment. I loved it.
I agree. I agree with you that there's too many characters, but I agree with him that it was a good movie.
Are we ready to rate it?
Well, I don't want to give it a rating, but I will say that
that's what we do, bro.
That's true. This is true. This is what I'm here for. I don't know. I'd have to look at what I rated Afterlife as because I like Afterlife more than this one. So in the franchise, it's Ghostbusters the first one, then Afterlife and Frozen Empire, then Ghostbusters 2. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't like Ghostbusters 2. It's such a dumb movie.
He's Vigo.
I don't know. I'd have to look at where I rated the other ones to be able to like give it a proper one. But I'm feeling like a good solid 3.5. I guess that might change. Don't quote me on that.
Don't look at him like you need his approval.
No. I'm not. You can't see where I'm looking. Don't pretend like you can. I don't know. I'd have to go. I'm going to go on Critic List. I'm going to open up my app. I'm going to rate it. I'm going to look at what I did for the other ones. If I even rated the other ones, I'm not even sure if I have.
You need to go look at your old one first.
Yeah, I need to be like, okay. It needs
you want me to pull up that episode?
I'm probably going to have to. I'm probably going to have to. Let me see. Ghostbusters. Did I even rate these ones on? I don't know if we were doing Critic List.
I feel like we all gave Afterlife 5 stars.
We weren't doing Critic List in 2021, Alex. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
Well, it just came out last year.
That's true.
Last year.
Well, sometimes I might have gone back and like rated some old movies.
Go look at Discord real quick and see if it's on these are the movies that we all gave 5 stars to.
Okay. No, I haven't rated it yet. I'm looking at Critic List right now. I haven't rated it.
I think we only have one, maybe 2 5-star movies.
It's like my third.
It's like Aliens and one other movie.
It's number 3 out of the, how many are there? 4? Right? Yeah.
Technically 5.
I'm not counting 2016. I'm not going to do it. And I never will. Out of the 4 Ghostbusters, this is my third favorite.
There's also the cartoon.
Third?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So it's a 3.5.
That's what I just said. It all lines up. I'm putting my thoughts together on the spot here, so just give me a break. Yeah, I'm thinking like 3.5-ish, somewhere in that range, like a 70% on Critic List.
All right.
Rad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't have a whole lot more to say other than my star rating, I guess. I'm gonna go.
Sorry. Late Night with Cap said Alex is a bigot. I'm
going 2. I'm going 2 stars.
2?
Yeah.
Man. It's not that bad.
I didn't really like this movie.
Wow.
I thought it was kind of phoned in.
Way harsher than I thought you were going to go.
Sorry, man.
Whoa.
I did not like too many characters that they weren't developed. The big bad was lame.
What do you rate Ghostbusters 2 as though?
Probably a little higher. I'd have to go look.
That's crazy low.
Yeah,
a
sorry,
2-star movie?
2 stars.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
Stingy.
Yeah, he is real stingy. It's all right. He's allowed to be. Jude, how about you?
I had a great time with it. I didn't walk out of the movies like loving it like I did Afterlife, but I really, really liked it. I will absolutely watch this again. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I thought it was a really good sequel to Afterlife. So this is like a 4-star.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh my God, that's crazy. What are you talking about?
4 out of 5 Slimers.
4 out of 5. That is solid. Okay. Kadish, how about you?
So I saw this with my lovely wife. We both had a very good time. I had so much fun watching this movie.
He got the bucket.
I got the Slimer bucket of popcorn.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Dude, they had one that looked like a trap, and I was like, I kind of want to buy it.
No,
that's
they did have the trap? I didn't see the trap.
No, yeah. It was the box
looked like a briefcase.
I thought it looked like an ammo can.
Yeah,
right? Isn't that the box? Isn't that the trap?
I know.
I think the top was like the stripes. Sorry, Kadish. Continue.
Yeah. So I just had a blast with this. It felt like a Ghostbusters movie. It was set in New York. I didn't think there were too many characters. I loved all the characters. I didn't think there were too many plot lines. All the plot lines were in service to the main plot line, and I could have watched this movie for another hour at least. I absolutely loved it. I walked out of the theater just feeling really good. Like it's been a long time since I went to the theater and saw like a really fun movie. Dune Part 2 was like great. I had a great experience watching that, but it wasn't fun. Did
you say boo?
Boo.
Boo.
Oh, Jude hated Dune 2. So like I'm gonna have to go with the same rating I gave Afterlife, which is 4 stars. Like,
okay.
It's a very solid 4-star movie.
And the 4s have it.
That's what we're here for, man. We're here to disagree.
I'm happy to bring the average down.
Yeah, you gotta bring that critic list rating down a little bit.
The Dune of Slime.
You got a couple people in the chat saying that you're right.
I'm not alone.
You're not alone. Anthony Mark, who's a big fan of the channel, says Vader's right.
Got a lot of support on my tweet that I sent out last night.
Yeah. I'm sure. Look, I might soften on it a little bit over time, but I had a good time last night hanging out with you, regardless.
Glad. Thank you.
Oh, here. Hey, folks! If you like this video, be sure to watch this one next. And if you want to see the full episode of this podcast, click right here.